Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb here in Midland, Texas. I got an interesting story for you today. I recently got a new front door. I bought it in an estate sale. It was in a garage. Got a great deal. I love estate sales. I like bargains or whatever. But anyway, with this door, I installed a door stop, and I'm going to show you it's this deal that goes on top of the hinge right here, and it rotates out. And what that does on this door stop is when you open the door, then it keeps it from banging up against here, okay? And it's adjustable, has a screw, and so I could, it keeps it from hitting this wall. That door stop was. Well, after I first figured out that somebody was breaking into my home, and this is back in my first report to the police for burglary was in 2011. And after I figured that out, then I figured out that it was more than once. They're repeatedly breaking in my home. And of course, in the beginning, I just thought, they were coming in the doors, or they're coming in the windows, or, whatever. The thought of somebody putting in $1 million 3-bedroom underground home where they're going to have prostitution parties and murder little girls under this home, I never even thought, that never considered my mind. Or a tunnel coming from a neighbor's home over to this home, where they had hidden access up a modified wall into the attic. I didn't think of that. I just thought somebody broke in my home while I was gone. They were getting by the doors, or getting in the windows, whatever. Anyways, what I figured out was these door stops. That's what I was showing you, these door stops. If I went to work and I pushed that door stop up against the wall right here, and then when I opened the door, it would rotate out like it's supposed to, okay? And then when the door would be shut, that thing would rotate out. I'm going to show you up close. Then it wouldn't come back in by itself, okay? And so let me show you here. Right here, you can see it. It's rotated out. So you have to push it up. So when the door comes open, this comes back with the door. But when you shut the door back, it stays open. So before I'd go to work, what I would do is push all them up against the door, okay? And I have these on multiple doors around my house. And what that did was, when I come home for lunch or come home after work in the evenings, I could look at that door and go, that door's been open. And I knew that because I pushed the door knob, the door stop up against the door, and I went to work. And I did it all through my house, The only one that wasn't pushed up against was the door that I left out of, So, so day after day after day after day, they were breaking my house. I knew exactly what doors had been open while I was gone, It repeated break-ins. And like I said, this is long before I figured out. I know so much more now than I did back then. But I believe that, like this, my home being rigged on the night I'm shot, I'll back up even before that. In November 2010, I reported my first burglary. I just thought I knew somebody had been in my house. They didn't steal anything. That was my first call for a burglary. My second burglary call was in January 2011, and that's when I heard somebody in the attic. Okay, and seems crazy, but we know it's true. I saw a young Hispanic guy in my attic, and then a year later, I was ambushed and shot, and burglar alarms were going off in the attic. Actually, the ER nurse documented me at the hospital saying the alarms kept going off over and over. They were setting the burglar alarms off that night. And so they were in the burglar alarms going off in the attic on the night I'm shot. Well, now here we are all these years later. And of course, to cover up these crimes and murders and these burglaries and thefts, and they called me crazy. Oh, he thinks somebody's in the attic. Well, somebody was in the attic. This home is rigged, But more than that, I've documented homeowners all over Midland, Odessa, Texas, and multiple other states. I probably got a dozen addresses just in Midland, Odessa, and probably more than a half dozen of them are calls from my police scanner, where some other homeowner picks up the phone, calls the police, and reports somebody in the attic. This is not just my home. It's going on all over the place, okay? So I think it's a human trafficking ring, And, I've heard probably everything that, well, if they get by it, it's too hot. Well, they're breaking apart the HVAC system, the central air conditioning system. It's actually pretty comfortable, And Well, why would they do that? And I'm thinking, well, I'm sure it beats being under a bush. My guess is it's human traffickers that are sex traffickers, and it's free room and board. Rent was running around $2,000 a month. You rig a home, they got free room and board for life. That's $2,000 a month. 10 homes rigged, that's $20,000 a month. Human trafficker, their product is humans, and they have to store their product. So that costs them money to store their product. So that's $20,000 a month. To rig 100 homes, that's $200,000 a month. You're doing the math. This is a very profitable crime, and then they could probably cash some out, pay for a dozen secret police to help cover up murders. In case they get caught or whatever, they have to murder the homeowner and do it again or whatever. And so the reason I'm saying all that is many homes are rigged besides mine. Okay, and I believe that was just the ones I heard about. I got a feeling there's a whole bunch more. Other states, California, Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, Arkansas, Alabama. I've got emails from the other states, even videos from the other states, people telling me people getting addicted. This is widespread racketeering in organized crime. But it might help you to know this trick is the doorstop trick. And even if your home isn't rigged, if you're wondering if somebody is coming to your house while you're gone, that's one way you can check. Leave your house, push some door stops up. When you come home, look, and if that door stop's open, somebody come in that door and closed it back. The other thing I did, of course, was install cameras, and you got them on camera. And it took a long time. I knew they were bypassing the cameras because I knew the doors were being opened, but I couldn't catch them on camera, And I was 100% absolutely sure they're coming in the door, but I wouldn't get on the camera. And it took a long time. Actually, it was after I was crippled for life, when I was ambushed and shot by surprise with my phone lines cut, that actually proved they were hacking cameras. And that's another video I have there on why isn't anybody seeing on camera was a hacking, which is a big deal. So hopefully this helps you out. And I want to show you how serious this is. But since I'm here, that's what's left of my foot. Like I said, they cut my phone lines, shot me from point blank range. That I'm supposed to be dead. Talk to y'all later.